you never know. You never knew.
There's this one experience in Hawaii. So I go, 2011, I just got drafted. I go out. I'm going to sound like the biggest douche right now, but like it kind of points to like how I see things.
Right.
So I get drafted. I'm out there with my buddies playing summer ball, and we're on the beach one day just hanging out, and end up talking to these two girls and hit it off, like exchange numbers. Like, hey, let's hang out, whatever. We text them like, yeah, meet us at this club at this time. Like, great. So we go there. We're waiting, like they're a little bit late. We wait like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Don't know. We text them, like, don't hear back for a little bit. And I'm 20 at this time. Like I've never really been in this scene, so I don't pick up on like, I'm not aware of my surroundings. Yeah, I don't see it, right?
Yeah.
So call them, get a voicemail. Like that's odd. So me and my buddy are just hanging out, talking.
Right.
You know, hour and a half about goes by, and they're like, yeah, we got out of the house late. We had to stop by and pick up a friend. We'll be there in 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. So 2 hours end up going by, right? Long story short, we end up finding out that they sent us to a gay strip club. And we never went inside, and we were just standing outside waiting for them, right? We find out this is a gay strip club, and like they aren't going to show up. Like, okay, it is what it is. It's kind of funny. Like, we got a story to tell, right? But now in my head, I'm just like, that's disrespectful. You know, so like, fuck you. And so I was there for like 3 more days, right? So I knew from talking to them on the beach, like I knew where they worked. I knew what hours they worked, right? So I decided to go in and get him back. And so I get my buddy's entire summer ball team, 30 people. And we make like, I think, because you have to be under 6 people, so there's no automatic tip, right? So I was like, okay, we're going to get whatever that is, 5 tables or 6 tables, right? And we called in. I'm like, hey, I'm so-and-so's friend. We're coming in. We'd love to have her server and whatever. So we requested her and her friend as servers. And we go in there with 30 people, but you can't, not all as a party. We each have individual tables. So there's no automatic tip. So the plan was to like have them serve and like flirt with them and whatever. And then no one was going to tip them. That was just a big FU. It turns out when we get there, she had called earlier that day and requested the night off. And so she wasn't there, even though like that was her work schedule, right? So now I'm sitting there like, I'm not letting, it's my last night in town. Like I'm not letting this go. Right? So we end up having dinner there. Everyone eats and then the whole deal. Yeah. And so I left a $1 bill. I left it with the server. I was like, hey, can you give this to so-and-so? Like, I'm a friend. It's my last night in town. Like, can you give this to her? Whatever. She's like, oh yeah, sure. I figured it didn't get to her or whatever, but it was just kind of this like throwaway effort. Well, on the $1 bill, I wrote my name and I said, Google me, bitch. And I felt like it was like the biggest douche move. I'm not proud of it, but like it's one of these stories. It's like, this is why. So a year and a half later, my buddy from college, my catcher, Stevie Rodriguez, actually, I threw him in. I love Stevie. And he texts me out of the blue. He's in minor leagues at this point in Texas. Texts me out of the blue. He's like, dude, I haven't talked to him in a couple months, right? And he's like, dude, you can't be leaving Google me $1 bills for waitresses in Hawaii. I'm like, no shit. She freaking got it. Like, dude, you got to tell me. So he's like, that's like the biggest douche move. I'm like, I explained the story to him. And he's like, oh, I get it. I'm like, well, how, like, do you know her? And he's like, oh yeah, I was in like, happened to be in the same city and like met her and her friends and like, you know, whatever the case is. I'm like, damn, baseball's such a small world, man. But like,
it is.
Even little things like that, you know, that's like the trolling in me.
It speaks to how you're wired.
Yeah.
It's just a younger version of you.
Yeah. Unrefined.